In the United States, we've launched the golden age of America. The golden age of the Middle East can proceed right alongside of us. We will succeed together, we will win together, and we will always be friends.
Yeah, until the next attack. The Middle East is a hotbed of exporting terrorism within that region and around the world. And you got to have clear eyes on that, okay? The president went to the Middle East, first stop on a big tour he's doing in that region. He's trying to make deals. And he's in the right place because they've got countless, currency when it comes to petrodollars. He wants $1 trillion in deals for the U.S., all right? Now, what are we talking about, though? In the media, it's all about the $400 million or $400 billion, I don't know how much the plane costs, that Qatar wants to give him. What you're not hearing about is that he did do a deal with that country, not just to get himself a plane, but to have them buy a record number of aircraft made by American company Boeing. That could lead to 100,000 new jobs. And that gets done, and it's for real, that is a win. Now, how does Bill O'Reilly see the state of play with what's happening in the media and what's happening for the majority? It's good to see you. We're waiting on an important phone call from Suge Knight about what happened in the Sean Combs case. But I want you to know, I deferred to talking to you first, the Suge Knight of news.
And that was a wise decision.
Thank you.
With all due respect to the underworld that you're covering in this case. Okay. So Boeing got a $4 billion contract from Trump in 2017 to build 2 airplanes. Okay, one was Air Force One, the other, I guess, was Air Force Two. And they said they'd deliver it by 2024. So now they can't build it for whatever reason. And they say, maybe we get it to you by 2029. I want to know where the $4 billion is.
That's right.
Do we get that money back?
No way.
Where is that money?
They should be fined.
So to get revenge on Qatar, Trump is now going to sell them Boeing planes. That's my theory here. That Trump is mad at them for some reason we don't know about, so he's going to sell them Boeing planes,
because they'll never get them.
Which they can't build.
Which you have to pay up front
and never get. The money will come in and go, hey, I'll be back in Mar-a-Lago by the time these guys put wheels on them. So Boeing, that's a big story. Okay, Boeing is ridiculous. Trump already has that deal, by the way, with Qatar. It's already done. So he's over there, and he's going to clean up because the Arabs have no choice but to deal with the United States because Putin is supporting Iran. Mm-hmm. And so we're the only ones that can protect the Gulf states from Iran. Mm-hmm. Iran wants to destroy all Saudi Arabia, Emirates. They want to destroy them. Mm-hmm. And the Arabs know that. So they have to do what the United States wants, and they will. Now, Joe Biden had no idea of geopolitics, couldn't care less. Once he was out of Afghanistan, it was the last we heard of any of that, okay? But Trump is a shrewd guy. He knows what the leverage is over there, and he's getting it. Not only getting that, okay? He's got Erdogan on his side in Turkey. That's big. He's got Syria coming in. He's going to destabilize that situation there. And nobody reports that this horrible, evil bastard who ran the country, Putin saved him. Mm-hmm. That's where he is. Bashir, right. Bashir Assad, his head would be on a stick if one evil guy didn't save the other. So for me, looking at all of this, I just think it's very good for America what President Trump is doing. With one aside, the plane, which is $400 million. So we obviously need Air Force One. We need it because the one we have is 30 years old. Now, I'd put you on a 30-year-old plane, Cuomo, but I don't want the government people on there.
No, nobody you value.
So what Trump might consider doing is saying, you can loan us the plane. And then when we finally get it from Boeing, which will be in the year 2050, we'll give it back to you.
Look, my case is
that would take it all away.
My case is this. I get that it doesn't pass the smell test. I get that if you and I were making that choice, we wouldn't make that choice in all likelihood. But here's my problem with it. Who gets to complain? You want to complain, fine. People want to complain, fine, but not Democrats and not Republicans, because they carved themselves out of the ethics restriction law. They gave themselves a pass, and they gave the president a pass, which makes it completely legal.
Look,
but I mean, they don't get to complain. They don't get to complain.
It's a big corrupt stew. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
But most Americans don't care about the plane. That you should understand that. This is a totally media-driven story. And Trump wants the plane. Whatever Trump wants, Trump's going to try to get. He doesn't care whether you like it, whether I like it. I'm just giving him a pathway. Just take it as a loan. And then give it back when you're out of office. You don't need it. You have your own plane.
Yeah, the only concern is that you don't want to cut any of those countries slack for terrorism efforts. That's all. That's all. As long as you have clear eyes on what they are.
If you know what's happening over there, and I do, all of those Gulf states are pumping in billions of dollars to the quote-unquote anti-terrorism programs. All of them. Now, last night on NewsNation, I had to chastise our pal Leland Vittert, who told me that Hamas is still living in Qatar. That's not true. Okay? There's not one big Hamas guy in Qatar. Not one. Okay? So all of this media stuff that comes out and people believe it's just not true. Qatar is 100% now anti-terror, anti-Iran, because it's not good for business. And the people running those countries now want to make money. And that's what they have in common with Donald Trump. He wants to bring all this money back. One other aside, we live on Long Island. Gas prices a year ago were 50 cents a gallon higher on Long Island than they are now. Now, it varies all over the place because of refinery and stuff like that. But if you look at the chart that was issued today, almost all the staples are heading downward. And no one knows what is going to happen with this tariff. One other thing. I like the professor, the Aussie. I thought he was pretty good. But he made an astounding statement. Do you want to know what that statement is, Cuomo, or have you had enough of me tonight?
No such thing. Continue.
Okay. He said trade is about cooperation. Hello? When was the last time China cooperated with the United States on trade?
They don't cooperate. They screw us.
How about never?
Yeah, they screw us.
How about never?
Yeah.
So these guys in the academic world, well, trade shouldn't be confrontation. It's about cooperation. They don't cooperate.
It's true.
Neither does the EU.
It's true, but you know what his caveat is on that? We did this to ourselves with China. They have their own wicked intentions. They have their own animus. But we did this. When we let them into the WTO, which was Clinton as president, the Republicans in Congress, all the corporate class ran over there and exploited them and exploited us. We enabled it.
I talked to President Clinton about that in the company of Henry Kissinger.
Yeah, you told me. You said it was the best conversation you ever moderated.
It was unbelievable. And Clinton said to me, we hoped that by allowing China into the World Trade Organization, that was going to infuse capitalism and put communism tamped down.
Didn't work.
Exactly what happened in Hong Kong. But it did work in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong, it worked.
So you can't blame, I don't blame Bill Clinton for trying. It's the same thing with the tariffs. No one knows, this time next year we will, how it's going to play out.
I agree.
Yet if you listen to the corrupt left-wing media, oh, it's a disaster. Oh, everybody's going to be paying more. Oh, you're only going to have $2 for Christmas. Oh, it's so
Well, he shouldn't have said that.
All right?
He shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said that.
But that's
politics and style points. Well, I mean, look, it used to matter what people said, you know. I mean, Trump has created a new standard.
But it doesn't any law. Look, Donald Trump, if you read my book, The United States of Trump, he just says what he wants, and it's never going to change.
I'm not trying to change it.
That has to be part of the analysis.
I get it. Bill O'Reilly, I appreciate you.
I want you to ask Suge Knight. Am I saying his name correctly?
Suge.
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 What what he thinks of the tariffs. I
Tell
really,
you what,
you know, that's
the guy's got a mind for business, by the way. I'm sure he'd have plenty to say, but I got to get through Cassie and the freak-offs of a different variety first. Bill O'Reilly, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.